Welcome to Behind Closed Cases, where today we step into the heart's dark secret. What starts as a beautiful love story turns into a tale of betrayal, obsession, and crime. Our story begins in a small, idyllic town where Ethan and Clara's love story blooms under blue skies and warm afternoons. Their chemistry is undeniable, and their friends are thrilled to see Clara so happy. To Clara, Ethan seems perfect, a gentle, attentive man whose world revolves around her. Ethan, too, feels he's found his missing piece, and his attachment only grows stronger each day. But with time, Clara's happiness feels shattered by an inexplicable unease. It's subtle at first, Ethan's unwavering need to know where she is, who she's with, and what she's doing. Clara dismisses these as signs of love, signs of his deep commitment to her. She sees it as passion, and even feels flattered by his attention. For Ethan, Clara has become more than a partner. She's the answer to his lifelong need for love and validation. But as we'll come to learn, this love runs deeper than Clara could have ever imagined. And soon, this idyllic romance will begin to unravel. As their relationship deepens, Clara begins to feel that something is wrong. Ethan's behavior intensifies in subtle, unsettling ways. What began as endearing attention grows into an obsessive need to know everything about her. It starts to feel like he's always watching, always checking, always there. Clara tries to ignore her doubts, reasoning that his interest is only a sign of how much he cares. But soon, Ethan starts pulling her away from her friends and family. Slowly, he plants seeds of doubt, suggesting that those who've always supported her might not understand her. Clara is uneasy, yet she convinces herself this is just part of being deeply in love. Her friends notice the changes, too. They sense the distance, and quiet whispers begin circulating. Maybe Ethan isn't as perfect as he seems, and though Clara is unaware, these whispers will echo through the days to come, foreshadowing what lies ahead. Unbeknownst to Ethan, Clara carries a secret from her past, a failed relationship, one that ended with resentment and bitterness. She never shared this part of her life with Ethan, not wanting to taint the purity of their connection. But secrets have a way of surfacing, and soon Ethan learns of Clara's past. What could have been a simple conversation instead sparks Ethan's jealousy into a feverish obsession. He begins questioning Clara about her loyalty, scrutinizing her every word, her every movement. To him, the past becomes a threat, a lingering shadow that he feels compelled to erase. Clara, feeling trapped, starts to question if she made a mistake by trusting him so completely, yet she fears what he might do if she tries to break free. With Ethan now consumed by jealousy, we're led into a world where love becomes possession, and the story takes a darker turn. Ethan's jealousy has now evolved into a full-blown obsession. He monitors her phone, follows her movements, and even installs tracking software to know where she is at all times. Clara begins to feel a gnawing fear in the pit of her stomach. She knows she can't keep living this way, but the thought of ending things terrifies her. Ethan's possessiveness makes it clear that he'd rather see her suffer than let her go. In a final act of desperation, Clara tries to reach out to an old friend, hoping for advice on how to break free. But even here, Ethan manages to interfere, twisting her words and manipulating her until she doubts herself. His obsession has now gone beyond anything Clara could have foreseen, and as she watches him unravel, she realizes she's no longer safe. Clara finally confides in her closest friend, Alice, who has been noticing the changes in Clara. Alice encourages Clara to confront Ethan, to stand up for herself and break free. But before Clara can put her plan into action, Ethan somehow catches wind of her intentions. His reaction is swift, dangerous, and cold. He begins a subtle campaign against Alice, painting her as a threat to their relationship. Clara's confidence falters as Ethan isolates her further, twisting reality until Clara begins to question everything she's ever known. Alice tries to stand by her friend, but Ethan's manipulation is relentless. And so Clara's escape plan crumbles before it can even take shape. For a brief moment, Ethan's behavior softens. He senses Clara pulling away and tries to win her back, lavishing her with affection and promises. Clara, emotionally exhausted and desperate for peace, convinces herself that things might change, that maybe she's overreacting. But this calm is only a mask, a temporary reprieve before the darkness descends again. Behind the warmth in his eyes lies a calculated intent, and Ethan's plans for Clara are far from over. The cycle of control and manipulation continues, leaving Clara trapped in a web she cannot escape. And as we prepare to enter the storm, we know that what's to come will forever change Clara's life. With Ethan's behavior growing more extreme, Clara finally reaches her breaking point. She tries once more to escape, reaching out to her family and seeking help. But Ethan's grip is too strong. He senses her desperation, and his response is swift and unforgiving. What began as love has now turned to hatred, and Clara realizes that there's no way out without a fight. With the stakes raised, this is now a life or death situation. And for the first time, Clara understands the full extent of Ethan's darkness. The realization dawns that she may never be free unless she finds a way to escape before it's too late. In a dramatic confrontation, Clara confronts Ethan, demanding her freedom. But Ethan is unmoved. His obsession with her has now crossed all boundaries. The love that once bound them has disintegrated, leaving only bitterness and anger. In a desperate moment, Clara makes one final bid to escape, but the night ends with a devastating act that seals both of their fates. The crime has now come to light, and the police begin unraveling the story behind Ethan and Clara's tragic love affair. In the cold light of day, the details of their twisted relationship are revealed, leaving the world shocked by the depths of manipulation, control, and betrayal. This case becomes a cautionary tale, a reminder of how passion can transform into something dark and dangerous. To those watching, let this serve as a reminder. Love should never come at the cost of control. Obsession and manipulation are not signs of passion. They are warning signs, ones that no one should ignore. And to anyone feeling trapped, remember, there's always a way out, even when the road seems dark. On Behind Closed Cases, we uncover the truth behind stories like Clara's so that others may find strength in her lesson.